Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity and Wonderful Friday. I hope everyone is going to have an awesome weekend, and I'm going to have lots of rain. You know, I'm not going to complain because I'm going out to fertilise the ground, and the rain can wash it in. Right, today is Panalisa and we're doing this. This is a set of gnomies, and it's also a scenery with ladybug dies. I'm not doing the ladybugs today, we're doing the gnomies and the scenery. And because they're so similar, this is two sets, I've put them all into one bag so that, you know, for me personally, it's a future reference for them all to go together. So we're going to be using that. Now, one of my ideas about using that, and these things look absolutely lethal, is these. I purchased these from Tuesday Morning a couple of years ago, and they actually remind me of herb scissors, you know, when you want to chop herbs into little pieces. So there they are with all their blades, and we're going to see what kind of disaster we can make with that then. Yeah. And I've got a sheet of 5x4 white and a 5x2 in green and a 5x1 in green, and this is what I intend to use on the green. So we're going to see how that turns out. We're using Stormy Sky Distress Ink because I really like that one for skies. I've got my Blendy tool, which is an AliExpress one, and I've also got Dollar Tree foam tape and a Lena Craft adhesive tape. Right, so I've tried to be organised, and I've been and cut them out and made them. It's a matter of assembly. So I'm first of all, I'm going to put my scruffy mat down before I do anything else, because I am going to do a little bit of inking. And this one might be an absolute disaster today, so you know, great way to go into the weekend. And I've already made up some bits and pieces. So first up, I have the sun, which is in one shade of yellow, and then I coloured the little sun rays using a marker. I've cut out 5 clouds which come in 2 sizes. So I've got clouds. I've got some fluff on my mat. This is the man gnome, and he's very, very cute. So we've got a little man gnome there. We've got a girly gnome. She's got a little fleur on her apron. So that is the girly gnome. I have got mushrooms, which I have cut plenty of, and I've also glued the little grass stems that come with them onto the bottom. I'm hoping you can see all this as I put it down. So we've got gnomies, and we've got a couple of little flowers, and these sets are linked below, so you'll be able to see which bits are out of which set. And I've got a tulip, so you can see I've got a lot of yellow going on there. Right, so first of all, let's do the inking of the top of the card, because I do want my sky. I'm going to move some things out of the way because I don't want to catch them with any of the ink. And I'm going to go into that with, this is a brand new foam pad, and sometimes you've got to sort of like really work it in to get yourself a bit, but I think this is going to be okay. So Stormy Sky is the name of this one, and I'm going to go in off the edge of the card and see what kind of colour I've got, because when I'm doing a sky I like it to be all splotchy and swirly. I'm not looking for perfection at all when I'm doing stuff like this. I don't matter if there's grainy bits or bits missing. Can you see that? I just want to put the colour in there. And I think that's my little bow, you know. And he's dreaming. Either that or it's Jet. I've got 3 dogs, yes. I have Freya, Jet and Bo. Each of them have seriously crazy personalities, because they take after me. So, I don't know, you know. That might not be a bit too dark. Hang on, I'm just going to pause and get another colour. Right, so now I've been and grabbed some tumbled glass. Yes, I told you there may be errors today. So let's put some of that in there, and I'm using the same one so I can get a blend here. And let's see what happens. Yeah, it is. It's jet that's streaming. That's better. It's a little bit lighter. Now, when you get streaky bits like that, don't worry about it. There's all sorts of things you can use to cover it. I'm just going to pull that down. As I said, you know, have bits and pieces that are blurry and splotchy, and it just looks nicer. Now, I know that this is, you know, going to be that bit, and I'm wondering how far down that is actually going to go, but I am cutting into it, so I do need to go down just a little bit more with my colour, at least to the inch mark. That's what I'm thinking. Right, so I've got all that blotchiness going on in my sky. That is my sky. And don't worry if I've got a dark border, I'm just going to ignore that bit. So that's my splotchy sky. And now we're going to have fun with these. Now it's keeping them straight because I want this to be my grass. And do you know what? I've had an idea. I'm just going to run some tape along the edge of both of these strips and I'll be right back. Right, so I've done that, and my idea behind that is that I've got a line to cut to so that my snips, I'm hoping, are going to be straight. So I can't actually see what I'm doing at the moment, so I'm going to go down. Ooh, can you see that? Who knows how on earth this is going to turn out? But you kind of like to and have to give yourself a border with each snip. And isn't it funny how we buy things and never use them? Maybe it's because we're scared, I don't know. So I'm going all the way down here. And then with this one, ooh, I'm going to have to cut off edge a bit. Right, what you just saw me do to that is what I'm going to do to that, and I'll be back. Right, so they have been cut, and now is the next bit, and I want to curl it. So this is the bit that will get stuck to the card, and I think I'm going to go for some quite extreme curling. I mean, if you've got a quilling tool and you've got the time and the patience, you know, then you can get stuck in there and make some really cute and serious curls. But I want some bits to be more out than other, and if I curl it enough that, you know, it's kind of got a bit of memory in it, then when I stick it down, I'm hoping like little bits could be peeking out. And I guess you could do the same thing if you're making jungle type cards. You know, you get your little lion and your tiger. Now some of those blades are crossing over a bit, and so you can kind of like fluff them out, bring some forward and some backwards. So that's going to be my first layer of grass. Right, now I'm just going to do the same to this and I'll be back. Right, so those have been floofed up and I'm going to stick them onto the bottom of my card. So I just need to peel my sticky tape off, and I have cut these accurately to fit to the bottom, so I'm just going to try and guide it along there. and make sure that I've got it on. So there's my first bit of grass. It might be long, but you know, you kind of get the idea. Oh, yeah, it's really funny. I buy lots of stuff and I get too scared to use it. Right, next one on. And we're going along there. Ooh, now I have an extremely gracious card. You can pull bits down, cross them over, just flick them with your fingers. I think that's really cute and cartoony looking. Now some parts are going to go flat as I stick my bits and bobs down, but other bits will be like poking out around them. So now we've got to build our scene. I'm going to start with the sky, and I want my biggest clouds to go flat, and then my little ones, I'm going to pop those up on foam. So you've got to have a little bit of dimension going on. So I'm having a heavily clouded sky, and I think my sun might want to be behind a cloud. So kind of as you see that, I'm going to run away and do it and be back. Right, so my clouds have been popped on, and you can see which ones are up on foam, and it's the little ones, and I've just glued the sun and the large clouds flat onto the back. Now, how are we going to maneuver our little bits and bobs around this grass, because it is quite 3D, and I'm kind of looking at some of it and wondering if I shouldn't have run a line of glue across there, but we will soon find out. Right, now then, I want my gnomies to be a little bit, you know, hidden in the grass like that. So I do want the area that it's going to lie under to go flat, so I will put some wet glue underneath that in a second. But for my gnome, I'm going to use foam because I do want him popped up. So he's got some foam on there that will hold a little bit of the grass, but what I don't want is it curling forward. So now that I know he's going to go there, I'm just going to run along there a little bead of glue, and that's going to make sure that he goes down flat. I hope you can see that. And then my gnome is going to go in that area. So I'm just going to peel the back off my foam, have another look at where that glue is. I want to be able to see his little body as well, and I'm going to put him down in that area. Now I'm going to hold him down while that glue dries, and I'll be right back. Right, so that's okay. And with my lady gnome, I think I want her more at the front, so I can see exactly where that grass is, and I'm going to run a line of glue behind there again. So I'm going to do both bits. So I'm going in this area and I'm going into that area. I've got a bit of glue. Right, now I'm just going to hold that down with my hand and I will be right back. Right, that's sticking, but you can see there's still a couple of wet spots there, but I'm just going to put her in now because I'm pretty sure that that grass is going to hold flat, and then I should be able to like choose a few of those pieces. And you know what, if anybody knows of these scissors that cut an even thinner strip, do let me know, because I think even thinner would make even better grass, if you know what I mean. Right, now my tulip is nice and tall, and I think I'm going to put that in there. Yeah. And then my little yellow flower, I don't know, I think I might have that one there. So once again, I can see those areas need to be glued flat. So I'm going to do that and come right back, and then we'll stick those flowers in. Right, so I've flattened those little areas down with a little bit of glue, and I'm going to do this one first. So, and wherever you put the glue, it's going to flatten your grass down anyway. So I want this one kind of like, there's one blade of grass there, and I want my flower sort of like peeking in and out. So I'm just going to give that a squeeze. And then I've got my tulip. And I'm going to do the same with that. Right, I'm just going to hold that down while it dries, and I'll be right back. Right, that one is dry, and then next up, all we have left to do is the little the mushrooms. So I'm going to put my little dots of glue down, and I don't know if my pickup tool is going to pick these up. Oh, it is. And I'm just going to dab my mushrooms where I want them. So I'm going to go another blob there, and I'm going to put my limey green one down. And then in the middle I'm going to have a little pink one. Now of course you can cut as many bits and pieces that you want to use to add little embellishments and stuff onto a card like this. And I don't know, I think I'm going to go pink and then orange. So I'm going to go there. That's actually coming forwards with the grass. So what I want to do, because I want it to kind of like lay flatter, I'm going underneath with some glue. And that is going to need to be held down, I think. So I've got another little pink mushroom there. And then I'm going to tuck the little orange one just off here. Whoops. Let's get my pickup tool working correctly. Yeah, I like that. That's cute. Now I would totally put this onto a white base card. And in fact, because I don't want to leave this one unfinished, this card is 4x5, so I'm just going to run off and do a 5 1/4 by 4 1/4, and I'll be right back. And there it is on its white card base, and I've got my white gel pen because you know what I'm like. And I think I'm trying to keep it in the picture so that you can see, but I'm pretty sure that I want to put a little white dot into the eyes, just to kind of, do you know what I mean, bring them to life a little bit. I think I'm going to have her looking straight on too. Just little details, and then I'm going to turn it upside down so I can see my sunshine. Got little dots at the tops of the eyes there. But isn't that sweet? I mean, obviously, you know, you can go in with your gel pen and you can add highlights to absolutely anything. Like you can do the hat. I might do that one as well. And a couple of little dots, because dots are good. I'm going to have a little dot there, I'm going to have a little dot there, I'm going to have a dot there, I have another little dot there. Right, that is what I have for you today, and I do hope you have an absolutely awesome weekend. I really, really do. As I said, I've got rain, so I'm off out to put down all of my glorious fertiliser. Yes, I'm like a farmer in the field, you know, strewing his seeds. So I'm going off out to do that. And as I said, have a wonderful weekend. Thanks so much for joining me. And as usual, all links below. Bye.